Have you ever stopped and wondered if someone is looking out for you, you know, in ways you can't even see? Well, today we're diving deep into that very idea. The unseen advocate, the person working for your good, totally behind the scenes. Let's get into it. I mean, really think about that for a second. In your career, in your family, your life, who's the person speaking up for you, defending you, or maybe creating opportunities for you in places you'll never even be? This one question, well, it's at the absolute heart of what we're exploring today. And we're going to unpack this whole idea through a really timeless story from the Book of Ruth. It's a pretty fascinating look at what it really means to act with integrity and to be an advocate for someone else. Okay, so our story kicks off at the city gate. Now, you got to understand, in the ancient world, this wasn't just some entrance to the city. No. This was the courthouse, it was the city hall, it was the center of all public life. This is where deals were made and justice was handed out, right there in the open for everyone to see. Now, to really get the stakes here, you need to know this term, kinsman redeemer. This was a huge cultural and legal deal. Basically, a male relative had this duty, this obligation to step in and rescue family members from hardship. We're talking buying back their land, protecting their family name, and caring for widows. It was a serious responsibility. So our main character, a guy named Boaz, he's promised to do this for a young widow named Ruth. But here's the twist. There's another relative who's actually first in line. So what does Boaz do? He doesn't make some secret backroom deal. Nope. He goes straight to the city gate to handle business openly and legally, right in front of everybody. And his strategy? It's just brilliant. You can see he follows this really careful public process. He calls over the other relative, he gathers the city elders to act as witnesses, then he strategically offers the land first. And only after the guy agrees does he drop the other shoe. You also have to marry Ruth. Of course, the other man backs out, and just like that, Boaz secures the right to act, all above board. It's truly a masterclass in negotiation. And this right here gets to the heart of what drives these two men. The other relative, he only sees the financial risk. He's worried about his own bottom line, his own inheritance. But Boaz, he sees a moral duty. He's focused on preserving a family's legacy. It's just this crystal clear contrast between self-interest and selfless responsibility. So you might be wondering, what does this ancient story have to do with us today? Well, the original message pulls some incredibly powerful universal truths from what happened. And the first major takeaway is a really profound one. It's this idea that there are forces at play orchestrating things in our lives that we can't see. Just put yourself in Ruth's shoes for a minute. While this whole high-stakes negotiation is going down at the city gate, where is she? She's not there. She has no clue how this is all going to turn out. All she has is her trust that her advocate, Boaz, is going to keep his word and act in her best interest. To make this idea a bit more concrete, the sermon this came from offered a really striking analogy from Operation Desert Storm. Imagine you're a soldier on the ground. You can't reach a target directly, but what you can do is aim a laser, that's your focused intention, or your prayer. That laser then guides a much more powerful force, like a missile, to the exact spot it needs to go. It's a powerful metaphor for how our focus can help direct action in situations that are way beyond our own control. And this whole idea is backed up by this famous quote from Exodus. Now, the message here isn't about just sitting back and doing nothing. It's about a kind of active stillness. It's about doing your part, but also trusting that there are bigger forces fighting for you, forces that go way beyond your own efforts. And that brings us right back down to the human level, connecting directly to that question we started with. Who is speaking on your behalf? You see, Boaz isn't just a passive supporter. He's an active, intentional advocate. He comes up with a plan, he executes it in public, and he takes on personal risk for someone else's benefit. This story is just such a powerful model for the kind of support we all need in our lives. So it makes you wonder, right? Who are the advocates in our own lives, the people in our corner, maybe in ways we don't even fully realize? And maybe, just as important, who are we being that advocate for? Okay, so finally, let's look at what happens after this public act of integrity, because the outcome, the community's reaction, is just as important as the deal itself. What's so remarkable is that Boaz's choice is immediately validated by the entire community. The elders at the gate, they don't just watch it happen, they actively bless it. His honorable action is met with this powerful public affirmation. And the community's response is just incredible. They don't just say, hey, congratulations. No, they pronounce this rich, layered blessing on Boaz and Ruth. They wish for them a family that's foundational, like Rachel and Leah. They wish them prosperity and fame. And they wish them a strong lineage, one that would secure their family's legacy for generations. It's beautiful.
So, what's the big takeaway here? The story really lands on this powerful conclusion. Principled action isn't just an individual win. When it's witnessed and supported by the community, it becomes the very foundation of a legacy that lasts. And so we end right where we started, with a question for you to think about. If our actions are always being witnessed, always setting a precedent for the future, what choices are you confirming with your life today? It's a powerful thought to carry with you. Thanks for joining me for this one.